We usually have that effect.
So Johnny, what did Howie think when you came back after 4 days? Was he like really excited or what? What was the deal?
Yeah. Oh, of course. Of course he was. Yeah. Yeah, he's my guy, you know?
He was
Barney
kissing happy. He was kissing happy.
Are we live?
We are live here at the Happy Hat Club. If you're watching this video right now and you don't have a hat, take a minute and go get yours. Put it on. We'll wait.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. And we're actually on schedule, by the way.
Yeah. We are.
Yeah. It's 5:19 p.m. Actually, wow. Is this a first? I've got another person in California on with me.
Yes.
That's a first.
Because every time I've broadcast before, I was at Nesdall's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Johnny, you actually have 2.5 people on California time because I'm still stuck in California time because my schedule hasn't been back to East Coast time because I got up at 11 o'clock today because it was 9 o'clock and I'm like, oh man, I got to get up. I'm like, what the hell is this? 11 o'clock? And I'm like, oh wait, I'm still stuck in California.
Getting up at 11 o'clock is Nesdall time. Yeah. Yeah. What is today? January 29th, 2019.
Well, Dave, if I come see you this weekend, you and I can both sleep in late together because we'll both be on the same time frame.
That's great. And by the way, yes, that's fine.
On the same bed.
This weekend is fine, by the way.
Yeah, I'm kicking Desiree out. Desiree, you can't sleep with Dave. I'm hanging out with Dave this weekend.
Oh, Desiree can sleep over by me.
That's not going to happen either way.
I'm coming out to see Dave this weekend. Dave and I are going to hang out.
Awesome.
Dave's fun to hang out with, man.
He's an awesome dude. He's an awesome dude. And John, I'll tell you what, I got something to show you in a couple.
Oh, I got something to show you.
Yeah, I know. But I got something gear related to show you in a couple minutes. But I had the opportunity to meet John at the end. And just an awesome dude, a lot of fun, just a bundle of laughs. And I had so much fun meeting you, John. It was awesome.
Me too, man. Thank you, brother. Me too. I brought a little show and tell guitar today, too. We'll get to that later also.
Cool. Awesome.
It's an episode loaded with show and tell guitars.
Wait, hold on. I got to show you guys something here, right here. Hold on. Wait a minute.
Just keep your zipper pinned.
Yeah, excuse me while I whips this out.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's right, Jim Nicholas. I look like a burglar and I'm coming to your house.
That's right.
Man. So what is this? This is the NAMM Show recap. A few of us were at the NAMM Show this weekend. We actually all hung out and hugged, and it was a great time.
Yeah, it was.
It was awesome.
I am still trying to get this damn chat working. I am the tech moron of us all.
Tech moron.
Oh, well,
hey, tech moron.
If you go to the channel, you should see the video sitting there now. And then you can click on it, but you got to make sure you pause it right away, and then open up the chat, or just leave the window sitting there, or whatever.
Or you can do what I usually do, John. Let it ring out for about 8 seconds, and then just piss everybody off, so they hear a 30-second delay of everybody talking. I always do that.
Nice. Nice. Let's see.
Johnny, where's Jay?
What?
Where's Jay?
You guys,
he's sick with the flu.
Oh man, that sucks.
Yeah, Jay's not feeling well, so everybody. Good. What do you call it? Get better soons.
Yeah.
What was that? The Seinfeld? Get well soon. We hope you. We wish you will get well, or whatever.
Yeah.
Remember that stupid song?
We're gonna send that nurse from Ferris Bueller.
Yeah.
I've been sent here to restore your pluck, because I'm the nurse who likes to.
Yeah. Yeah, I want that. I want to see that nurse.
Hello, nurse.
Better. Hope
Don't you
feel
have one of those already, Jay? Rob? J-Rob?
Yeah, I got a couple of them actually. But yeah, whatever. Ben, Ben Coombs. Yeah, it was great meeting you too. We had a lot of fun. It was definitely cool meeting Ben. Great guy.
Definitely.
Sure
Yeah,
it was.
A lot of fun. Amanda, I haven't met you yet, but maybe one day I'll be lucky enough to meet you as well. So.
I'd love to meet you.
Wow. Yeah. So yeah, welcome everybody. We got Quentin James is in here. Nightbot. Wow.
Nightbot.
Amanda Coombs, Brian Davies. Well, Shauna Marie sings. The new guitarist, Rick. Is that Hefner? Is it? I think Mad Dog, Jim Nicholas.
Yep.
802 Blues. Hey, dude. Haven't seen you for a while. Absolute Mayhem. Terry's GG&G.
Johnny.
Okay, so now I've got the window open. Now where's the chat? This will be a running theme throughout the whole show.
Johnny, check.
It's like when I go to a concert just in time to see the band. Thank you. Good night.
Wait, I just got here. Johnny, check this out. I have to show this picture because this is something that I've been waiting literally 20 years to show. This is the infamous Johnny Beane and Rob Johnson meeting for the first time. And, all kidding aside, I've known Johnny Beane since 1999, 20 years. And we met on the Van Halen trading list. And we've been talking and, doing these shows with Dave. Dave and Johnny started doing it a few years ago. And then I jumped on maybe 6 months into it and was lucky enough to, get to meet Dave and all that through the show, which I've known about Dave's guitar collection for years as well. And, because of this show, I was able to meet Dave Nesdall, who's become one of my best friends, and also Johnny also. But like I said, Johnny and I go back so long and we just never met. And
it was bizarre, man.
It was. And, flew into California the other day and got to the NAMM show on Thursday, which I'm sure we'll all talk about, and walked up the escalator, and there's Caleb and Caleb Rapoport, and Johnny standing there, and I walked up, and for the first time I got to meet Johnny, and just, all kidding aside with, all the jokes aside for a second, just a great guy, a lot of fun. Johnny's got
Why would there be jokes about that?
Yeah.
Okay, but the real joke is that picture because it looks like the cop meeting the perp.
Yeah, we're shaking hands. But, Johnny's just a great guy, and it was just so awesome meeting him after 20 years of talking to him on the phone and emails and hangouts. Just a great guy, a lot of fun. And, I only wish we could have spent more time together just because NAMM is such a busy place, and everybody's got a million things going on. But we did get to spend a pretty good amount of time together, and I thought it was amazing. And it was great to actually meet him. So now I can finally say that I've, met Dave and I've met Johnny, and the guys that I do the hangouts with, I've actually been able to be lucky enough to say that I've had that experience. And also I'm going to jump in and say, John, I haven't known John for too long. We've had
30 seconds.
But John is just an awesome dude too. So just, these are just two guys that I've had the luxury to meet. So I can honestly say in this hangout, Johnny, Dave, and John, I've had the amazing experience of actually meeting face to face. And that actually means a lot to me. So all kidding aside for just 2 seconds, thank you very much, guys. That was a special time for me. It really was.
I don't like you. I think you're a jerk.
That's cool. That's cool.
No, it was really good meeting you too.
I know.
We had a lot of fun. This was a really good NAMM.
Yeah, everything was great about it except the gear.
Oh, come on. There was some great stuff.
Yeah, not really.
There was some cool stuff, but
all right, I'll tell you. All right, the Charvel, the pink and black Charvel that the back of your head is looking at, Yeah, that was a nice guitar. The Night Swan, pretty nice guitar. Everything else, not really.
Oh, we'll agree to disagree. There's some stuff I didn't like at all, and some stuff I thought was really great. For those of you that didn't know what Dave's talking about as far as the guitar from the back of my head, that wasn't me earning a guitar through sexual favors. There's a there's a photo of me at NAMM on the internet that seems to have made a lot of rounds this week over the last 2 days.
And now you're not going to be able to find it.
Apparently, no, I have it. Apparently, someone came up behind me as I was looking at a Charvel I bought that happened to have a graphic that matches my favorite pink hat. And so this photo, is this coming on? Can you guys see this?
To your left.
There you go.
Yes.
There we go.
No.
Yeah, you can tell what it is. You can go closer. You can go closer.
Yes.
Go closer and then.
Is that better?
Yep.
Can you see that thing now?
Yes.
Okay. So anyway, this photo of me standing in front of that guitar has made the rounds a lot on the internet into memes. So there's memes of the day after you promise your girl you'll never buy another guitar. Let's see, is this thing showing on?
Yeah, there it is. That's it.
There it is.
Lower.
There's a lot of them. I've come across about 20 memes so far of this. Let's see. Can you get that?
Mm-hmm.
There it is. Jonathan Mancuda can't get himself out of the spotlight.
Yeah, what a cluster. anyway, there's a lot of them. My favorite one so far that I've seen out of them is, let's see, it's, now I know how women feel when they show up to the dance and some bitch is wearing the same dress because the guitar is not that.
Awesome. But what's cool about that guitar is that without the Floyd Rose, because it doesn't have a Floyd on it, if it had a non-fine tuner Floyd Rose on it, it would be an exact replica of Eddie Ohida's guitar from Twisted Sister.
Yeah.
Well, remember, Eddie modified his guitar, so that guitar originally had a V-trem to it. When it first came out in 1979, it had a V-trem to it. If you look in the old ad, it had a V-trem. Eddie got it and then changed it to a Floyd.
Oh, okay.
So just for those not aware, Charvel this year was their 40th anniversary. So to mark the occasion at NAMM, their first ad in magazines and flyers and in stores, they had a poster of it, was 11 Charvel guitars in crazy colors and graphics, showing basically, hi, we're Charvel, here's what we do. So for their 40th anniversary, they decided to recreate replicas of those 11 guitars using the old original techniques that they used to do. So rather than put it on a CNC machine, they got a pin router and they broke out all the old molds and all the old toolings, and they made it just the same way that they did in 1979.
And that's what made them, that's why they were great in 1979.
Oh yeah, no, San Dimas Charvels are amazing. And when they made these, 11 40th anniversary editions for NAMM, I saw that pink bullseye, and I was going crazy because I love pink, obviously, and bullseye is one of my favorite graphics on a Charvel. So I immediately played phone tag with a number of dealers, and Red Dragon Guitars finally helped me out with that, and big thumbs up to them because they're great to deal with. Red Dragon Guitars.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I saw that guitar that John's talking about, and I got to say, it was just absolutely amazing. It really was. I mean, it just had that mojo to it, it really did. And actually right next to that guitar, just down from that, Johnny, I'm sure you saw this, was one that really struck my eye, and that was this one right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. This was the Charvel Star. You can't see the headstock; it's too bright. But sorry, it's a Strat style headstock. And Johnny and Dave, you guys, I mean Johnny and John and Dave, you guys know the one I'm talking about. It's a Charvel Star with a like a Flash Gordon lightning bolt through it. But what was interesting about it is it has the Eddie Van Halen Schaller style pickup in it that Eddie's had back in 1980 when he had the Dano neck on it. And it didn't even have, it has the, I don't know if you guys can tell, but it has the exact same bridge on it with a gold bar. It's not a Floyd. It's before Eddie put
It's a
the
V-Trem.
Yes.
V-Trem.
Yep. And I thought that was a really, really cool guitar. And big fan of the Charvel stuff. I got to say, you know, obviously the pink bullseye guitar that John's talking about was, I mean, that was a showstopper. This
So
one.
when are you picking that up, John? When is that coming to you?
To ship that one to me. It had to go back to the factory because they're doing 40th anniversary case candy of some sort. So I don't know exactly what they're doing, but they wanted it back to the factory, and then it'll be shipped out to either me or a drag will ship it out to me.
Are you getting that one? Are you getting the NAMM guitar?
Oh no, it's yeah. They only made one V the 11. Here's for those at home, see if you can see this. This is the Charvel display, the showcase display that showed the 5 of them. Good God, why is it so bright? Is that better? Is that a little better? You can see them?
Well,
it shows 5
yeah, about like that.
Hanging in light boxes at the front of the Charvel booth. You can see there's that lightning bolt that Rob was talking about. There's a hot rod flame. There's a big pink Explorer bass. There's my pink bullseye Strat, and there's another very cool looking green Strat. And again, those were, you know, front and center of Charvel. So they made those for the show. I'll be getting that exact guitar.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That is awesome. That's amazing.
Let's see. I have a photo of the old ad that it copied off of. For those of you going back down memory lane to 1979 when we were all just sperm. There's an ad here. Hold on. Here we go.
Except for Dave. Dave.
Yeah, I'm older than you guys. Yeah.
But you're prettier. You're prettier than us. This is the old Charvel ad. This is the original ad. And you can see in that ad all the guitars. Those are the original 11 that they made and advertised. And for that, they recreated those 11. The bullseye, for those that don't know, was bought by Eddie Ojeda of Twisted Sister. So if that looks like his guitar, it's because it is his guitar. So I basically bought an exact reproduction of that guitar made by the master builders at the custom shop in the old ways, like Pepperidge Farm used to do.
Now, John, yours had a maple neck, though, right? Or is it rosewood?
Yeah, it's a rosewood neck.
They were maple necks with rosewood board on that one.
Gotcha. Okay.
Thank you, Shauna Marie Sings.
Bozique, I'm robbing your house after the show.
I was just reading that. Oh, God.
Wow.
Okay, so I got a question for Johnny. Johnny, in your opinion, after the NAMM show, what was the most impressive? I mean, you know, we can talk about gear, guitars, you know, amps, any kind of equipment, obviously. But in your opinion, after going through everything that we went through, guitar-wise, what was your? It doesn't necessarily have to be EVH; it can be anything. What was impressive the most to you, guitar-wise? If you had to pick one guitar that you really liked the most out of the whole NAMM show that you saw, which one would it be?
He ain't gonna answer you.
Man. It doesn't. Well, it has to be EVH wise.
Okay,
It
that's
has
fine.
to be. It's that Shark guitar.
Yeah,
Definitely. You played it.
I
right?
did.
You played it. Caleb played it.
Oh, by the way, send me that video of me playing James Brown's rig there. I gotta say, I know it's quick, but send me that video.
I thought I did.
No, you haven't sent it to me yet.
You
said
sure?
you're waiting for Wi-Fi.
Oh,
I'm
the Wi-Fi at NAMM is the worst, you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a game called NAMM Bingo that they give you cards, and the free space, I think it was, spot was you pick out little things you see at NAMM, like, hey, you got any free swag? That's B1. Look-alike of George Lynch, that's under the O column. And I think the free space is bad Wi-Fi at NAMM because you can't get Wi-Fi.
It's hard. Yeah, it sucks. It's tough.
Terrible.
And one of the spaces was the guy that hangs out at the EVH booth all day, hoping that Eddie shows up.
Yeah.
Remember that one?
As soon as I saw you, I took my blotter and I put it down. I was like, oh, there's that guy.
It wasn't me. That wasn't me.
Like child prodigy playing guitar and bored girlfriend that thought NAMM would be more fun.
Yeah, we saw her, didn't we, Rob?
Yeah, we saw her.
I saw a lot of those.
Man. Hey, Pete. Huh? Pete says good night.
He's going good night. It's 8:45 and he's going to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Going to sleep with who?
Pete was there.
Early.
We saw Pete. Actually, Pete, you made it into our EVH GEAR booth video.
Yeah.
If any of you guys watch that, there's a part where Pete turns around. It's like, Pete, get out of the way. Pete.
Here's a quarter, kid. Get out of the way.
So Johnny, go back to the EVH guitar. That was your favorite one of the show?
Yeah, definitely.
And you like the way it played. I remember you told me.
Yeah. It felt great. It sounded great. I think Caleb even Caleb, are you in here?
I didn't see him in here.
I think Caleb said, although I'll say it if he's not here yet, I'll say it's the coolest of the Stripe series so far.
Yeah.
You know, cool and the best sounding.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Bozique said a second ago, he asked me a question. I was like a year or so ago, he said something about, I would like to see a Music Man amber quilt type Wolfgang. And what did I think of it? And EVH did come out with one of their I think it's one of their standard models that had that kind of Music Man quilt top. It was cool. It was nice. That was one I actually didn't get a chance to actually play. I saw it and I picked it up. I didn't actually sit down and like strum on it. But I thought the top was very nice. Yeah, I thought the top was nice.
All right, I'm going to be the rogue here. I wasn't as crazy about it. I had higher hopes for it. I thought it felt like an import guitar. I know it is.
Right.
And I for an import guitar, I guess it's okay. But I just think some of the others in the series are just feel a little better. They look a little better. I like that series. And I don't know. The paint didn't impress me. The feel of the neck didn't impress me. I don't know. Just me on this one.
No, I agree with you, John. Dave and I had a conversation last night. I talked to Dave on the phone last night, and without slamming the brand, because I'm not going to do that.
I like the brand. I like the brand.
Absolutely. I guess I wasn't. It's not something I'm going to run out and buy, because it didn't move me that much. But I like the color. I definitely liked it. It just wasn't something that, just exploded out to me, so to speak. You know what I mean? Put it this way. My Music Man EV, I don't know. And Jim Nicholas, yes, I did try the Peavey HP2s. I'm going to say one thing, and this is all I'm going to say. They look great. And that's all I'm going to say. They look great.
This on this show, you can give your opinion.
I wasn't impressed with the feel and playability of the HP2s. I have a picture. If you guys want to see my Instagram, my Facebook, you can see pictures that I took of the Kramer line, the Peavey HP2s, the EVHs, obviously. I thought the Peavey HP2s looked amazing. I thought the tops on them were killer. They look fantastic. They're great guitars. But I wasn't as impressed with the playability and the overall feel of the HP2s as I am of the Peavey Wolfgangs. I think the HP2s feel a little bit cheaper players to me. They feel like an import guitar to me. I thought they looked fantastic.
Which one did you play?
I
Did you
played
show you
all.
a few of them?
I played all of them, and I'm going to show you the pictures right now that I have.
I picked up the blue one.
Yeah.
I picked up the blue one, and the frets were sprouting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
all of them.
Yep.
All of them have done
And
that.
to have a guitar at the NAMM show with the frets sprouting is not good.
Right.
Not acceptable. Not
That's
acceptable.
my whole thing.
When you bring, go ahead, Dave.
Go ahead. No, you're going to say the same thing I'm going to say.
When you bring a guitar to NAMM, of all places, you need to bring your A game, because that is where everybody and their mother is going to play it, feel it, review it, talk about it. Social media is going to blow up on it. We're talking about these things right now. If they're not at their top peak, don't bring it to NAMM. Take the time. File the frets. Don't slap them together in a rush for NAMM. Make that your intention.
Yep.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. It's got to be, no matter what guitar it is, it needs to be the best guitar you've ever played at NAMM.
Yep.
And set up. Set up right.
Almost.
Yeah, Johnny, I'm like,
Almost. Push it all the way forward. You got to push it all the way to the camera.
Rob, think of when we were in the cell block together. Just push it forward.
Okay, here we go.
That sounds true.
Okay, we got the blue, we got the tobacco, we got the red, we got the black, and we have the amber. And I know this picture sucks, guys. I'm sorry, but they all look amazing. But I'm sorry, not a big fan of the playability. They felt very cheap to me.
Yeah, they feel cheap.
Yeah, they feel.
That's what I said. I played one at Guitar Center, and I said this guitar just doesn't. There's something not right about it, and people got all over me for that.
Yeah, Jeremy Hefner, Hef, if you're watching, Hef has been talking to me for the last few days. What'd you think of them? What'd you think of them? Yeah, they're good. I mean, I'd love one, but I'm not going to go out and buy one.
No,
they're good for a Mississippi guitar.
Oh man,
Oh, that was just a joke.
okay.
I think it would be a good wall hanger. I think it'd be a good wall hanger, but I don't necessarily think it'd be one that I want to play. Put it this way: I have two Peavey Wolfgangs, and it did not feel on the same caliber of the Peavey Wolfgang.
No, if you have an actual Eddie Van Halen Peavey Wolfgang, you don't need the HP2.
Exactly.
And it's not. It doesn't feel the same.
Nope, it doesn't.
Wolfgang's a better guitar.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I will say about the HP2 is that the colors that they chose are great. They aesthetically look beautiful. But
That's one thing. What Dave just said is one thing I wish EVH would do. One thing, I really wish EVH, the colors of the EVH line this year didn't really totally impress me. I mean, they're nice, they're cool. I love the blue. I love the
Do you have pictures?
I do. I'll show you in a second. I love the blue and I love the red that spun out, the cherry burst red. But I wished EVH would take, and I told Matt about this. Matt Brown and I were talking about this. I really wished EVH would go the old Music Man Peavey route, come out with a pink, the quilt purple, the translucent greens, the ambers, the blues, the purples. Come out with those old Music Man Peavey Wolfgang colors. Those would be showstoppers. The colors that I saw, other than the blue and the red, just look very cheap to me. Now, I'm not saying the playability.
Those purples were stunning back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, John.
Absolutely. And the green, the purple and the green.
Yeah, the green too.
Whatever company Eddie Van Halen chooses to go with, there should always be an amber, a purple, and a green.
Yeah.
Done. Everything else is secondary, but those three colors need to be in his line no matter where he goes.
Here's a little video I took. You guys.
Oh God, here we go. It's the vacation, but it's different. Sorry, I thought that was the vacation thing.
Yeah.
I'm not impressed by those two either.
Do you guys feel they got the color right on the Shark?
Yes.
Yes, they did. They nailed it. They nailed the color right.
Okay.
They nailed it. And the only reason I know, Dave, I'll let you take this one, but here's one more video of hold on, of this here before we go on. Oh gosh, where is this? Come on. Before we
Gre-
talk about that
Greg, no, we haven't talked about the Kramers yet. Not yet.
And hey, Rob,
Get to it. We'll get to it. I got a mouthful for Kramer. Hold on. We'll get So,
yeah. I have 2 words. Night Swan. That's it.
It's a good word.
The only negative I have about that guitar is the MSRP. It's too high. That means that guitar is going to be about $1,200, and it's Chinese.
Okay, so here's just to fill in the gaps. If we're jumping to Kramer, everyone was looking online. I posted photos. A lot of guys posted photos of the lineup of Kramer this year. For those that don't know, they're owned by Gibson now. They're they're trying to basically bring the line full circle to having the Jersey Star. They brought that back this year. They brought back a vintage Kramer Beretta, which was based on a 1985 body and headstock. You have the 1984, which is sort of like the Holy Grail kind of big paddle headstock. You have the Stagemaster, and the big news was the Night Swan, because everybody loves clamoring about the Night Swan. The original Night Swan had an R1 nut, which was
Really small.
really small, and it's an acquired taste, but overall it was a really great guitar. So for them to bring that whole line back, everyone's excited, everyone's looking at photos, but Kramer wouldn't say where they were made. So right. on the last day of NAMM, I approached, the guy's name was Mr. Epi. He's the Epiphone representative, and the Epiphone rep basically is in charge of Kramer, and he said, okay, they're made overseas. I said, I got that. Where overseas? Indonesia, Korea, China. He finally let loose and said, a really good Chinese factory. So while that's vague, the speculation is maybe that it's made where the Epiphones are made. I mean, that's where the Epiphones are made now, is China. So, the thing is, the price points came out, and he basically give me the MSRPs, which you have to realize an MSRP of, say, $2,000 for a guitar has a street value of maybe $1,400, something like that. It's like buying a car at a dealership. It's a $43,000 Ford truck, but you can have it for $29,000. So don't go by the MSRPs. Look at what it will be when they come out, I believe, in April, of the street value that dealers are going to let that go for.
Yeah.
Still, that to me, in my opinion, that is too high a price for a import guitar.
I agree. I mean, make no mistake, it's typical Gibson, because how many $7,000 brand new Les Pauls do you think the market's going to absorb and say, hey, I love getting fisted to the tune of $7K? No.
And that's not even a true historic. That's just a regular standard historic collection. That's not even like the ones that are made like the ones in the 50s. They're 58 and 59 Les Pauls, but they're new technology, not the old technology.
Right.
The ones that are old technology are 11K.
Yeah.
Which brings us to differences from the old and the new Kramers, because the star of the show that everyone's been talking about is that Night Swan.
Right.
And I played that Night Swan, and I was kind of impressed by it, because I didn't expect to feel that I would like it, because I'm not a big fan of imports at all, with the exception of something like Ibanez or ESP, where they really make a solid guitar. When you go to a Chinese factory, Indonesia, Korea, I'm not personally a fan of that level of quality. I feel the difference, just like I did on that Shark, that Van Halen Shark. I felt the difference. Feeling that Night Swan, I liked it, and one of the things I immediately noticed is they've changed it to an R2 nut.
Yeah.
And you've got to notice that immediately.
Yeah, because if you've played an original one, you can tell that that's just a bigger piece of wood here at the nut.
Absolutely. And it felt good to me. Like I said,
and the string spacing is better.
I have to give kudos to that Night Swan. I thought it played nice. I thought, again, it's hard to say how it sounded because they have these foofy amps under there with all these crazy effects. But playability-wise, I thought it played terrific.
Yeah, I agree. I like the. I agree on the Knights one. I mean, like you said, John, everybody's raving about that. I actually like the Beretta model they had out. You know, the reissue.
Which one?
The blue one.
Okay, the blue is the 84, and
yes.
I played that. You played that. Johnny played that, and we all agree that one felt really, really good.
Right.
But did you play the red Beretta, the vintage Beretta, the 85? What's modeled after a 1985?
You know, that was the one. I picked it up. I held it, but I didn't get a chance to play it because they were shutting the booth down. By the time I got down to Kramer, Johnny and I and Caleb were up at the EVH booth. It was Saturday night, about 10 minutes of 6. And I said, I got to get down to the Kramer booth because I hadn't seen the Kramers yet. So I got down. I played the Night Swan. I played the blue Beretta, and I'd taken a video of the red, and I did not get a chance to pick it up. So that was one I did not have a chance to play because she's like, everybody's got to get out. Everybody's got to get out because it was 6 o'clock. You're kicking everybody out. So I saw it, but I didn't get the chance to play it.
What I do like about that 85 Beretta is that they're sporting a maple fretboard on it this year, which you hardly ever saw in the 80s. You never really saw. They were all rosewood. Some you saw some maple fretboards, and most of them were for Eddie, but you didn't see many. And I like that they're doing a maple fretboard.
Yep.
Well, here's the problem. I have a 1985 Beretta, red with matching headstock with a maple board. It was a custom order back in the 80s. I love that thing, so I know how that plays. That vintage Beretta did not feel like that was the one for me that I was really hoping to like, and for me it was a letdown. Maybe it was, I don't know, the neck didn't feel good, the action didn't feel good. Maybe it was just the way it was set up, which I'll give the possibility to, considering I liked some of the others on that line, but I didn't get a good first impression of that.
You also have to keep in mind, John, that your special order, Kramer,
right?
As well as everyone's special order one, that if you have one, they are better than any of the ones that come off the line. There's more attention to detail. Anytime anytime I've ever played a special order Kramer, it has hands down been better than any production line guitar from Kramer that I've ever played.
That's a great point.
I had three of them here. I sold 2 of them and kept one. I kept the special order one, and although the other 2 were good, they were good guitars. This one, I kept it. I didn't sell this one. There's a reason why I kept this one.
And again, realizing that I'm comparing a USA-made Kramer Beretta with, a good, 25 plus years of mojo and wear and aging. I'm accounting for that. But comparative to some of the rest of the Kramers in the line, something was off about that one. And I spoke to someone else who played it. He felt the same. Like I said, possibly it was the setup. Possibly it was rushed to the I don't know. But I do agree with everyone that they really have to come down in price for a Chinese-made guitar, even ones that feel good. They have to come down in price on those. And the Jersey Star, here's another change. The old Jersey Stars that I've played had sort of kind of thicker, rounder neck than a lot of the Berettas. And now the new one has kind of like a nice flat D shape. It felt really, really good. Better to me, to my feeling hand, than the old design of the originals.
I agree with you on that, John. That's one thing I forgot to mention a minute ago. I thought it felt a little slimmer. The neck felt a little slimmer, a little easier to play than the original. Yeah, I liked that. So it's not necessarily right. In my opinion, it wasn't exactly 100% exact to the old original. It was almost more updated to more easily playable to me.
And that's what I feel about the Night Swan. Most people don't handle an R1 nut, myself included, very well. But an R2 feels really nice. So that is, again, like Dave said, new technology creeping into, something that's reissued, just tweaking it a little bit, making it better. But again, like I said, they are still guitars made in China. I say give them a chance, but they really have to bring those price points down. But overall, I thought they did a good job on the line.
Right. I agree.
Johnny, you played the blue. What did you think?
Mm-hmm. I thought it felt good. It felt good.
That's the rave review. It felt good. Johnny Beane says it felt good.
That's how I review my girlfriends.
Is that what I was talking about, though?
That's like when a girl says to you in bed, "You were the best," and you just go, "Yeah, no, it felt good."
We're guys. Anything feels good, right?
Anything?
Well, hang on.
Anything. Let me ram this guitar up your keister. Let's see how good it feels, Rob.
If it's a little tight and a little wet.
Okay.
No. I'm talking about like lubrication of guitar necks and stuff.
I'll take the big banana headstock, please. That's my holy grail.
Right. Or as Friends, the Friends episode, Princess Consuela banana hammock. Right? Yeah. Dave's sitting there with his arms back with his gem.
Mm-hmm.
Rob's gonna have a custom graphic on that banana headstock of a schlong with little veins drawn in.
Oh gosh, crazy.
I'll give him my own tune-up.
The D tuna.
That's the D tuna. Drop D.
Oh.
You did, Johnny? You see what you did?
Yeah. No, I told you. I told you
Well, the one you tried, Johnny. The one you played, Johnny, was the 84.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the blue one. That was the 84.
Yeah. Yeah. If I was to get one of those, it would be that one. I think that's more like my style or whatever. Like I said, it felt good.
There it is.
But I mean, it's good, but to me, it's not great. It's not great,
And that's where it comes into play that this is an import guitar and that the price has to match the quality. For an import guitar, I thought that played great as to where I didn't really enjoy the way that Halen Shark played. But for an import guitar, I like the Night Swan. I like the 84. I like the Jersey Star. Stage Master, I thought the neck was, I don't know, the paint on the neck felt a little thick to me. Now that I'm, super sensitive, but it just, something was off about it a little bit, but not bad. But for a guitar made in China, I thought they felt good, and I think the price just has to be there. They got to play with that.
Right. I also think the Shark, going back to the Shark, I don't think the price should be $15.99. I think it should be I think it should be $10.99. I think that guitar should be $10.99, not $15.99.
Because it's an import?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think companies are trying to be as bold as they can, and because of companies like Gibson and Fender with all these stupid inflated prices, I think everyone is jumping on that train, no matter whether it's made in USA or made in wherever, and they're trying to get more than the guitar is worth. And I think this is it may actually be the beginning of the end of guitar, because no one can afford, no regular human being can afford these prices for what they are. You're not going to get a 20-year-old kid with $1,500 in his pocket to buy that guitar. I'm sorry, you're not.
That's true, and not that I know a lot of 15-year-old boys. But,
I didn't say 15. I said 20-year-olds.
No, you're not going to find a 45-year-old kid with $50 in his pocket.
real quick, Blank Palette 2 asked, did anyone play the Kissel? I don't even, how do you pronounce that? Is it Kissel? Kessel?
Kiesel.
Keister? Stick
Yeah,
it in your Keister? Okay, I went over there purposely because a lot of people told me about it, and I admittedly never played it. It's one of those up-and-coming, you know, boutique brands, kind of like Sir, and they're getting a lot of attention lately for, you know, some very well-made U.S. guitars. So I figured I'd go over there and check them out. I tried one of their headless travel guitars, and it felt solid. It felt nice. I didn't like, now nitpicking here, I like fret markers in the middle of the board, not on the very top. It throws me off. It's too close to the top dots. But again, that's probably just me just being, you know, being silly with that. But it felt like a solid guitar. But then I asked, how much is the one I'm holding? And it was like $3,500. And I'm like, that's a lot of money. What do you have like in the $1,000 range? What does $1,000 buy of your company? So the guy hands me this one, which I'm going to grab a photo of. It was a Seafoam, kind of a basic model, but, you know, a bolt-on basic with maple board, maple neck. Hold on, let me just grab it here, just so you can see what we're talking about. Here we go. Okay. Can you guys catch this? Can you guys see that?
Yep.
Okay. So pretty basic, but a nice looking guitar. And I played it, and it felt, to me, I thought that was more bang for the buck. So for that, and it was $10.99 was the selling price. You could buy it right there in the booth. For that $10.99, I'd honestly rather have that than, you know, a $2,000 list Jersey Star that'll probably sell realistically for about maybe $1,500, $1,400, something like that. The Kessel, you know, felt better. It was a U.S. made guitar, made in California.
Yep.
So they've gotta Gibson just play with the prices. They've gotta.
Yep.
Mhm.
I agree.
Michael Smith says, Rob, what was your favorite guitar that you played at NAMM? Favorite guitar that I actually played, I would probably say, I'd say the EVH Shark. And I'm not just saying that to promote the EVH line. I mean, obviously we're on an EVH show, so we're gonna, you know, obviously we, you know, that's what we want to be good and everything. But I got to say, I was really impressed after, you know, building 5 to 6 EVH Shark replicas over the last 25 years myself. And then, you know, letting the younger generation of kids, you know, like Nick and Chris and those guys who are, in my opinion, the two best builders out there, kind of, you know, run with it because they just have the knowledge and, you know, the mojo, whatever, build these guitars. And I'll give Nick Amendolara the most credit on this one because it was a Donnie Ward build and a Nick Amendolara paint job. You know, that's the replica that I have now, which is about as exact as you can get. And I was lucky enough to get mine from Dave, you know, and then seeing the EVH version of it, which is a tribute guitar. It's not an exact replica. It's a tribute guitar. And talking with Matt Brown, of course, the headstock's a little different. You know, I mean, you know, cavity covers, things like that are a little bit different. But overall, Matt told me that when he built that EVH guitar, him and, you know, the EVH line, they went to Eddie's original Ibanez Shark Destroyer. And they had that as, you know, the color scheme. They had that as all the details. And they built a kick-ass guitar. And when I looked at that guitar, I was satisfied because I saw that my replica that Nick made, or painted, I should say, he nailed the colors. So, you know, to put to bed any debate whether or not the original was white and red, it's not white and red. It was absolutely silver. It's not white, it's silver. It was white underneath the silver, and then, you know, natural underneath the white. or actually black, I think. Dave can jump in here in a minute. But it's a silver and burgundy color guitar for sure. No doubt about it, because Matt saw the original. And Nick nailed it. So I was happy to see that, you know, the replica that I have is about as exact as you can get. But I got to say, that was an amazing playing guitar. They nailed it. And even the turnbuckles, they jiggle. They go, blah, 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 blah. I didn't know if they were supposed to be, you know, tight. They're not. They're supposed to be loose. And everything about that guitar, I got to say, it was a great playing guitar. You know, John can jump in here, you know, a little bit. It's an import guitar. It was made in, what, Korea, I think?
Indonesia or Korea?
Korea.
Korea.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I was really happy with that. That was probably the coolest guitar that I got to play, and I was very excited to see it. But I got to say, the Kramer lines were probably my second favorite, and the Charvels. That was my take on everything. You know?
I mean, for me, there's nothing that's going to top the handmade Charvels that you know that they did for the 40th anniversary.
Yeah.
But you're talking only 11 guitars they made like that for, you know, a special series.
Right.
Not something you could buy production. As far as regular guitars go, they had the blue Jakey Lee Charvel. That's a replica of one of Jakey Lee's blue guitars. And it's sort of a Fender style looking Charvel with, you know, the jack on the face, which is something else we remember from prison, right, Rob? And, you know, that was the, you know, the plug-in with the fixed bridge. And I thought it was really great. That also felt really good. I like what Charvel and Jackson do. I think they have it right as far as quality to price point. I think they're doing a great job. I was really impressed with that blue Jakey Lee.
I agree with John. They got it dialed in just right. Yep.
I also like the new Phil Collen guitar, the new Phil Collen Jackson with the 3 single coils.
That's the natural wood one, right?
Yep, I think that's a beautiful guitar. And
Speaking of Phil,
it's great.
I think that's also going to be at the right price point. I think it's going to be like a $2,200, $2,300, somewhere around there.
Yeah, and for that, you're getting really solid quality.
You're getting a lot of guitar for that money, yes.
Yeah, they have it down. They have it down. Someone asked me about the Stage Master. The Stage Master, I thought was a little thick neck. It's more of a rounded, thicker neck, and I thought the paint was a little thick on it. It felt solid, but it was just okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did it, Rob? Did you play that?
I did not play that. Nope, I did not. I saw it, but I didn't play it.
Okay. Yeah, that was.
But I will ask Johnny one question. Speaking of Phil Collen, Johnny has a little story to talk about Phil Collen. I think he kind of, no pun intended, bumped into you, Johnny. Please tell.
Uh-huh.
Literally. Go ahead. Tell Dave.
Well, okay. I was in the little room there, you know, the EVH Gretsch Jackson Charvel, and I was leaving. I was walking out. I was on like the right hand side, and all of a sudden these two huge big guys come in, and they're yelling, "Get out of the way! Everybody out of the way! Out of the way!" And in between them was Phil Collen from Def Leppard. Collen, right, Dave?
Yeah.
Okay,
Collen.
and so Collen. So anyway, so they come walking in, and as I'm walking, I look, and I see him, and Phil bumps right into my shoulder, and just like shoves like right past me, and I'm like, so I was like, oh, and I was like, but wait, it's him, you know,
Yes.
it's the guy from Def Leppard, you know, and he's a solid guy too. He didn't need those huge big guys, you know.
He's very short, but he's so tough. I mean,
dude, I felt it.
He's got no body fat at all.
I felt it.
I've got photos of him hanging over my bed for those lonely nights when he has his shirt off. He's very cut, very, very, very solid. Him and George Lynch, I think, are the two guys that really, really stay in shape.
Right. Without heroin. Right.
Yeah, without. just because Lynch's guitar is 14 pounds.
Right. I know.
And Phil and Collen doesn't use those guys as bodyguards. He uses them to spar with. He makes videos sort of like Putin does, where he's, battling guys and pushing them out of the way with ninja moves, punching the, guys flying away. They're sparring partners.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So that was my story. It was cool.
You sticking to it?
I'm sticking to that. But no, literally, my shoulder was like sore for a while after that. But then I'm like, but I'm like, it was the guy from Def Leppard, so it's fine. It's cool.
When he brushed by you, did he touch you and go thinner?
No, he didn't even look at me. He just went like right in, and it was like, oh, And then
his shoulders out of socket.
And then what was he doing? He was basically posing in front. He was posing with his guitar, and all these people were just taking like pictures nonstop. He was only there for like a minute or 2 minutes, and then he left. But I guess he did a signing there as well. I saw in another video him actually doing a signing like right there. So
yeah, he appeared at the Jackson booth, I believe. I mean, that's the thing about NAMM. For those of you that haven't gone, everybody in the industry is usually there, just casually walking around. I mean, you'll see there's George Lynch, there's Lita Ford, there's Tracy Guns, there's Johnny Beane. Phil Collins just bumped Johnny Beane. That's usually what you see walking around NAMM. I mean, they're just there, just like the rest of us, looking at gear and checking out stuff.
Speaking of checking out stuff, I'm going to let Dave set me up for this little story. I've been waiting for this time for a long time for John to be on the show so I could actually introduce this. This happened about a year ago, a little over a year ago.
Is that a subpoena?
I would like to talk about this guitar. Oh, yeah. You've just been informed, John. No, I'm joking. I'd like to talk about this guitar for just a second. And
familiar.
Dave, I'm going to let you introduce it, and then I will take it from there. Go ahead.
Well, John Mantuka here. Mantuka.
What am I, a tropical disease?
Yeah, man.
Mantuka.
Mancuda approached me sometime last year, or maybe it was just the year before, sometime in the past couple of years, and said, "Hey, I've got this guitar. Would you be interested in buying it? I think it would look good on your wall because you do all these Kramer replicas, and if you do the right striping job, it would be perfect for you." So I looked at it and I was like, I'd love it. I'd love to have it. And I tried my hardest to get the money up to buy that guitar from him. And when I couldn't get it, I just couldn't afford it.
Hold on. I made you offers of how you could have earned money. You just chose to do the moral route. You said the skirt was tight. You said you felt embarrassed. No. Don't say you couldn't earn the money. You chose not to. Yes.
Wait, John. Hang on. All right. Sorry. So I couldn't afford it at the time, but I contacted Rob and I said, "Boy, do I have a guitar for you, and it's only a guitar for you because I can't get it." And when I told Rob what the guitar was, he's like, "Absolutely, man, I'll take it." And I got them together, and there you go.
And Rob fit really nice into the dress, so it worked out for everybody.
But I told you, if we're going to do this, you have to wear a blue, purplish colored dress. Otherwise, it's no deal. You had to wear the purple dress.
Wait, who's wearing the dress?
I compromised. Rob was, Rob had to do a few things to get that.
Exactly. So here's the interesting thing, and the reason I wanted to kind of do this tonight when I found out John was going to be on the show is because John had the opportunity to meet Scott Smith over at NAMM. Johnny, John, myself, and Scott got to meet, and John and Scott had a chance to discuss guitars and stuff like that. I'm sure they're going to be in contact with some stuff in the future. But this guitar is a purple Kramer Pacer special from probably 1982. And it was probably the only one that I've ever seen in this color. And for those of you that know this guitar, you'll notice I did swap the pickup out. You know this doesn't have the multi-tape on it yet. Maybe one day it will. I got a hold of John. This is the exact guitar that Eddie had for his project multicolored tape, electrical tape guitar for the 1982 Diver Down tour. And the big things is it has the Rockinger bridge on it with a black bar. You guys have seen this. I've talked about this. It has the actual Kramer Strat lawsuit headstock with the Godot gold crown head chevron tuners. This is a classic guitar. And the only thing I did to it is I swapped the pickup out to a Seymour Duncan Zebra pickup like Eddie's. And I have yet to tape it. I probably will at some point. But this is the only purple pacer that I've ever seen with that lawsuit headstock with the crown heads with a Rockinger on it. This is about as rare as you can get, and it's a B series serial number. And John and I made a deal on this guitar, and I bought it. And I'll tell you, this is probably one of my most collectible Kramer that I have, and I love it. It's a great guitar.
I think they actually call that color Magella purple or
Melga purple. Melga purple. MELGA, I think.
Yeah.
MELAGA, I think it is.
It's almost like a magenta almost in the sense. But yeah. So I talked to Scott right after I bought it because I was fortunate enough to meet John when we did the deal. And I haven't talked to him probably in about a year or so. We met up at the NAMM show, which was just awesome because now he's like a new friend of mine, you know. But what I will say is when I talked to Scott about this guitar, he told, Scott knows Eddie very well. He said, you are the only one now that I know that actually has a purple version of this guitar other than Ed. So this is about as collectible of a Kramer as I can possibly say I have, and I was lucky enough to get it from this awesome dude. And this is probably my most collectible Kramer I'll ever have. And it's got like I said, it's got the gold Rockinger bridge on it with a black bar. It's just an amazing guitar, and I love it. Like I said, it's a B serial number neck plate. I love this guitar, John. And this is
I want it back. I want it back now.
Well, you got to wear a red dress to get it back. So I just want to
yeah, no, it's. I'm glad you have it, man. I mean, the original reason that I offered it to Dave and then to you, that is a guitar that really, really is rare, especially with the lawsuit headstock and in a rare enough color with all the bells and whistles on it. That to make a really accurate version of Eddie's, you need that guitar just as it sits.
Right.
You really do. And I really wanted to see somebody in the know make a really good version of Eddie's purple tape guitar.
Yeah,
So,
I am going to tape it up. I have one already, a multi-tape guitar that I did. I just haven't gotten around to taping this one. I did switch the pickup out to be like Eddie's. The only thing I didn't have the tape on it. But John, can I ask you, do you recall where you actually got this guitar from?
I don't.
You don't? How long would you say that you had it prior to, me getting it? Ish.
Somewhere probably in the last maybe 5 years ago, something like that.
Okay.
Maybe 6, something like that.
Amanda, thank you so much for the compliment. I am very beautiful. Yes, I know that. Thank you. Oh, the guitar. I'm sorry. Yes.
Amanda Beane's in that dress. She saw photos I posted. How I earned a guitar from Mancuda. Thanks for the guitar, Mancuda.
So, Dave, you had an opportunity to see this at NAMM last year. What did you think of this guitar when you saw it? You actually played it.
What?
You got a chance to see this guitar last year's NAMM and play it.
Last year's NAMM? No, I didn't. You mean at EVH Con?
EVH Con. Sorry. What did you think of it when you saw it at EVH Con last year?
I tried to get it from you. You said no.
Dave looks like an EVH Con.
EVH X Con.
Yeah, X-Con.
Play along at home. Put on your funny hats.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
I told you I was willing to do a deal with you, and you didn't want to. So I'm trying to forget that guitar.
well, I'll take your green Sustainer guitar, 5150 Peavey, and
No end.
I'm coming to see you this weekend. We'll figure something out. Okay.
You just told me how that's your favorite guitar. Now you're thinking about doing a deal.
Right on live video, I know. This is such a cool guitar. I love
Wow.
it. It really
This
is
is so
awesome.
weird.
John is he's so he's done. John's
John's
done.
like, "What's up? I thought you wanted a red dress."
No, he's
Oh, you mean Frozen?
Oh yeah, he's frozen. Oh gosh, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I thought this was supposed to be about NAMM. What?
Vietnam. Yeah.
No. Hey, Caleb.
Caleb, what's up, buddy? How you doing?
Going back to NAMM.
Oh, there he is.
Jackson Charvel.
Wait.
What the hell?
He's back. He's back.
Oh, look at that.
Check this out. Kramer Ripley, Red Cloud,
Well,
signed by Eddie. Hold on, Dave. Don't ruin it yet. Signed by Eddie Van Halen back in 1985, and signed by Steve Ripley.
Wow. The late great Steve Ripley.
The late great, yeah, but unfortunately, no. It's a fake. It's a fake. It's a great guitar, but it's a fake.
it's a music craft.
It's a music craft. It is the Holy Grail neck, though, and I love this neck. I tell you, it's amazing. But
That's a fake Ripley. What's the story with that? You just did that as a replica, or?
it is. Yeah, it's a replica. It's a custom lock body, Kramer Bretta body, with the Ripley stuff on it, and music craft neck, Holy Grail. Yeah, it's a great guitar. Dave, I'm going to bring this down. I want to bring this down and show you this weekend. I want you to check this out. You're going to love it.
Okay.
It's a cool
Beckett, we already talked about the Kramer Night Swan. It played nice. It's an R2 nut.
Yep.
Rewind when this gets posted.
Technically, I think you can rewind. No, you can't.
Don't miss a minute of show.
Well, once it's posted,
Thrown off the air. Oh, Rob 21271 wants to know where Jay is.
Homesick.
Yeah, Jay had a horrible accident with a steamroller and a kangaroo. I can't even talk about it. What a freak accident, right?
Yeah. Jay had the wambulance take him to the hospital.
Oh,
No, he's not feeling well.
we wish Jay get better soon. Jay has the flu. We hope he gets better soon. Chicken soup. It's the Jewish cure-all.
Man.
I think,
So, Johnny, should we go back to NAMM, or should I break out the Van Leon guitar I brought?
One more thing. The biggest disappointment, in my opinion, at NAMM is the gem guitar display. First of all, 3 guitars, and all 3 of them were imports. Nothing Japanese.
I agree with that.
Not that Japanese isn't an import, but Japanese prestige is their top of the line, and there was no showing. Nothing.
Yeah,
But
they had the
But the new Andy Timmons guitar looks fantastic.
yeah.
yeah, and Andy played Friday night. He played a great set with who did he play with?
You play with Larry Mitchell?
No. Racer X, help me out here.
Oh, Paul Gilbert.
Paul Gilbert.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you something. As great as Gilbert is, I watched the set on YouTube. You can watch it too. I thought Andy just blew him away.
Andy's probably one of the best guitar players on the planet. no doubt.
I love Andy. I'm friendly with Andy, and you know, he's always been that musician that was so good. He almost had to tone it down when he was in Danger just to kind of, you know, fit into the melodic music that they were putting out on the radio and in news at the time. But he had such technique and, you know, holding back as like an insane guitar hero back then, you know. And now that he's a solo artist, he's really cutting loose with that stuff. He's, you know, he's right up there with, you know, all the guys like, you know, Satriani, I think, and Paul Gilbert, and he's really come into his own a lot.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, he played the full Bohemian Rhapsody on guitar, including parts for the voices, and I mean, just an incredible run. Check it out on YouTube, guys.
Yeah,
really great.
Daniel Greco says next year they're discontinuing the Gem 7V Prestige, only offering the premium. Yeah, I know, and I think that is the biggest mistake that Ibanez will ever make.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, Jimmy.
Jimmy Carr.
Jimmy Carr. What's up, buddy?
Jimmy Carr.
Jimmy Carr.
Everybody, hey, Jimmy Carr. Hold on.
Show us this Van Halen
Jimmy
guitar.
Carr.
Show us this Van Halen guitar you got.
I had the whole weekend of that, you guys. It was awesome. We had a great time, John.
We did have a great time. I hung out with Johnny. I think there were times he didn't know what to do. Like, you know, there was the sound of sirens. He's like, is this for us? And, you know, I schlepped him to restaurants that, you know, that probably would turn his stomach. I said, look, the mouse head soup with cheese is delicious. Just try it, be exotic. And then, you know, we went to that brothel. And that's a whole nother story. I mean, it was very cool. It was very cool. Actually, there's a really great photo for you guys that are on either my Facebook or Johnny's of the big NAMM show, and Johnny's standing next to it. I'm kind of crawling through the O, like I'm coming out of the birth canal, you know.
You were there, Rob. You remember that?
It was the sound of silence.
The sound of sirens. Where is it?
But John, what about the time when the four of us, I think it was Johnny, you, me, and Scott, we were trying to find a place to eat, and we could not find one.
Wait, yeah. There it is.
There it is, kid.
There it is.
There it is. I'm coming out of that big O. Look at that O. I'm having a big O.
Look at that. Look at him.
Everyone else is testing guitars, and I'm sitting there stuck in the big O. They're lubing the thing up, trying to pull me out from my legs. Johnny's all embarrassed because I'm calling out his name.
That's awesome. Oh, gosh.
I've never had a big O calling out Johnny's name, but now I did.
Oh man, yeah, you guys, yeah, all definitely, yeah. That'll be the thumbnail to this video. That picture.
Yeah. that definitely should be the thumbnail.
Oh, for sure.
That's the winner.
Oh man.
So you got a guitar to show us?
I do have a guitar to show. Is this the time?
Yeah.
Can I show this now?
9:32.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the highlight. Mr. Man.
Okay. So
Really?
I think I mentioned on a previous show that a friend of mine bought a guitar, an old pre-pro San Dimas Charvel, and he thought something about the paint was kind of weird, and it was a bit tacky and stuff. So he took a heat gun to it to remove it and see what was under it. And under it was an original pre-pro red and white Eddie Van Halen graphic that, you know, again, when those first came out at Charvel, Eddie wasn't authorizing them. So it was kind of like, hey, you know, Grover Jack, what are you doing? You're copying my pattern. Stop that. Cease and desist. So they didn't make them very much anymore, other than a few black and yellows. But this particular one came into my friend's hand, and he happens to be close friends with Eddie Van Halen. So he thought he'd take the guitar over to Eddie's house, and Eddie would get a kick out of it. Eddie said, "Oh, leave it here. Leave it here. I'll noodle around with it. I need a beat on guitar for, you know, around the house." So he said, "I'll pick it up next time I'm here." So a month later, he goes to pick it up, and it turned out Eddie said, "Hey, here's your guitar. I took some liberties with it and drew some designs on it with a magic marker and signed it for you." So here's that guitar in all its glory, and you look at it, and you can see all that black is Sharpie marker that Eddie did. You can see he did like the little arrows that he does around the button, little dots on lines, little arrow between the pickup and where the neck complete, and then he signed it, and he drew a little, you know, tight lines on the upper horn rather, and a few more lines around it. He just basically, if it was anyone but Eddie Van Halen, you'd want to scream like, "Why the hell did you marker up my guitar?" But, you know, I think Eddie just knows it's kind of like an honor to have his designs on your guitar. And, you know, the fact that he played it for a month has a little Eddie mojo. And what's interesting is this pre-pro neck, this specific neck, was loaned to Charvel for a line of legacy guitars they did a few years back, trying to recapture the old feel necks. Those were the blood splatter ones they did. And this specific neck you could see being held by Grover Jackson in a video as they're modeling the shaving the form of this neck.
Do that again, John.
I'm having the big O.
That should be.
Hang on, Lucy. Yeah. So this is a little close to my neck, ain't it? No. But this particular neck was used by Charvel to model for their Legacy series, so they could capture the feel of a really broken-in old neck. And it's got a couple of marks on it to identify that, so kind of neat. You can see the back, just worn to hell in the 80s.
Yeah.
You know, but it's just screaming with mojo to death. And also, you don't usually see a lot of the graphics going around the other side, but the Van Halen stripes they did.
That's very cool.
But you don't see a lot of red and whites. Usually, you see black and yellows. I have another old Charvel in red and white, but I'll show that to you guys another day. But kind of neat.
Yeah.
Hand drawn by Eddie.
Date on
Yeah,
that.
I would enjoy owning that guitar.
Well, you know, I was gonna trade it for that purple guitar.
What purple guitar?
John, what's the date on that?
The one that I gave to Rob.
John, what's the date on that guitar when Eddie signed it? 2000, what is it?
2010. 2010. 2010.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and it used to say the name of his friend on it, but that had to go. So that a little turtle wax compound on that took care of that.
Absolutely. That's a sweet guitar.
I was thinking about that the other day. You know, when somebody personalizes, you know, an autograph to somebody, it seems like that item, people think, or collectors think, it's less valuable because it's personalized.
Yes, it is.
To someone.
It is.
You know?
I mean, here's the thing. You know, personalization shows a little bit of provenance sometimes, but, you know, for the new owner, if it's, you know, Horatio, thanks for the night of passion. Eddie Van Halen. You don't want that on there. You might just want the Eddie Van Halen. And I think I told this before. I have an old Jackson Rhodes that Eddie Van Halen signed the front of at one appearance, and then another time the same owner caught him at a golf course and had the guitar with him. I don't know why you're bringing a Rhodes to a golf course.
There's a video of that. Isn't there a video of that?
There's a video of him signing it at the golf course.
I have that.
Or photos of it, and he signs the back of it. So when I got the guitar, I actually, don't kill me everybody, but I wiped the signature off the front because I don't want signatures on the front of a guitar if it already has one on the back.
Right.
So, I'm probably one of the few people in the world that erased Eddie Van Halen's signature off a guitar.
Probably the only person in the world.
Why does everybody sign, why does everybody have to sign here? Sign here or up here, so where your elbow rests, you can still play the guitar. Because once you sign it here, it becomes a totally non-player.
When I have something signed, it's usually on the inside of the trem cover, so it doesn't wear out, but it's still part of the guitar, or on the back of the headstock, maybe.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When Andy Summers signed my Telecaster, there's a video of it on the channel here. He signed the front, and I said, "Can you please sign the back of the headstock as well?"
Yeah.
And he did.
Yeah, because I'm going to erase the front. You schmuck, you screwed up my guitar.
Yeah, the back of the headstock's the best because that, because like you said, nobody's gonna, you're not touching that part when you're playing it. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you rest your hand on the back of the head and. What are we talking about again?
Oh
You're talking about the purple helmet, right?
Ah, yes, that's it. That's my favorite superhero, the purple helmet.
The purple helmet.
He comes out of the darkness, the purple helmet.
Oh, God.
So I think it's time for you to show us this guitar.
I just did.
Oh.
Senility sets in again.
Oh.
No, that's it.
No, I know.
Because we're talking about NAMM, I said I'm only going to show one guitar tonight. We have a lot of NAMM to still cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have something I can show. Speaking of being signed, I got something signed.
Here we go.
On Saturday.
You got your purple helmet signed?
On Saturday.
Show us your purple helmet, Johnny.
Okay. Well, two things.
Oh, the Beans and Frank. Wow.
Oh!
Oh!
Now it's a party.
Okay. First of all, thank you. Thank you very much to EVH for the tote bag.
That
was cool swag.
I did not get one of
Jackson, Charvel, EVH. This was given to me.
I got one too. That was really cool swag. They had really cool swag.
They asked me what size I wore. I'm blurry. And I said medium. And so they gave me an EVH shirt, which I guess I put in the laundry because it's not in here.
Howie's wearing it.
Half Johnny Beane, half Howie. We got Mog.
Oh, come on.
Johnny Mog.
Am I blurry? Oh, and also Tessie Switch. It was great to meet you. I met Tessie Switch and the Prince of Pentatonic. Is it? Met him as well.
Cool.
Oh, Will Smith?
No, that's Jay. Okay, all right.
What is that? The Prince of Penis Tonic? What? Which prince is that? Prince Albert? Which?
Okay, so here's some of the swag. I got a little. What do you call this thing?
Cozy. That's a drink cozy.
Drink cozy.
Yeah.
It's got the EVH, the Charvel, the Jackson.
Cool.
Got that. And this is stuff that was in that bag. Couple EVH picks.
Yeah.
Right there. And then this is pretty cool. I'd never seen one of these. An EVH keychain.
There you go.
Right there.
Oh, that's cool.
Very cool. Thank you again. You guys.
Yeah. Thank you, Jackson, Charvel, EVH. The swag was terrific this year. Really good.
Here's what I got signed, though. Come Hey, Pris.
I can't see a thing.
Oh, I got to get a new camera.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Oh, boy.
one more time.
You need a new camera. You need a new computer. You
There we
need
go.
a new
There we go.
phone,
There we
It's
go.
all screwed.
You need a new iPad.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Here's what I got. I got this signed on Saturday. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Rob was there. Rob, you were there, man.
Yeah, I was there.
You were there.
Yep.
There it is.
That was awesome.
Right there. Can you guys see that?
What is that? Michael Anthony.
Michael Anthony signed my poof shirt.
Very nice guy.
Did he know what the shirt was this time?
Yeah. Yeah. He said to me, he said, he looked right at me and he's like, I used to have a shirt just like that. And
Johnny's like, yes, fly without a net.
I was gonna I was gonna film it, but right when I got up to him, my phone goes storage full. Right when I was up there.
Which phone? You had like 5 phones.
So
Johnny had like 6. Johnny had like 5, 6 phones.
He's got the pimp phone. He's got the phone that the kilos coming in. He's got another burner phone. He's got the direct line to Robert Mueller. He's got it all.
Oh.
And then there's the Eddie hotline.
Yeah. There were so many great people to meet, though. Johnny and all the guys that I've already met. Craig and Pete. Oh, by the way, Craig, I'm gonna give you a little props, dude. I'm wearing your sweatshirt tonight. CHS Custom Guitars, Craig Stofko. I'll give you a little props here, dude. I'm wearing your sweatshirt. Johnny and all those guys, and Gerd, and Tom Brino, James, everybody. It was just great meeting all these guys.
Sean Silas, who we just saw like 2 days before on the computer this, and then there he is.
Yep.
This is like listening to the Kavanaugh hearings. I was there with Shmoo and Smee and Squib and Bulgy, and we drank beer.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that cover, that song? The guy singing Kavanaugh to the tune of Panama.
Oh, that's funny.
Did you guys see that?
Yeah, I did. It was cool. You know what I enjoyed though. Obviously meeting all you guys and meeting John and Johnny and everybody. That's the highlight. But it was actually cool meeting Seymour Duncan and Floyd Rose and Grover Jackson. Those kind of guys. I've already met Adam before, and those guys. But James Brown, the original, 51.
Wow!
No.
Yeah.
I would. It was all cool.
We had a great time at James at Amp Tweaker, right?
Yeah, Amp Tweaker. Johnny and I got to go over. The two of us went over and met James Brown. And
that was cool.
Yeah, it was awesome. We got a picture with him, Johnny and I together, and yeah, it was great. But just meeting those guys, and it was kind of funny because I was chatting with Floyd Rose, and I was telling Dave about this earlier. I got to meet Floyd Rose and Grover Jackson, and so I'm talking to Floyd Rose, and I'm saying, hey, I remember the original whale tail that you made. It was amazing. I got one of my 5150 replicas, And he goes, oh yeah, this is a whale tail right here, and he shows me one of his guitars, and it wasn't a whale tail, but it was one of the one of the basic Floyd Rose that they have. I'm like, well, I'm talking about this one without the 6 screw finger spring and the plate underneath with a whale tail base. And I showed him a picture of the one that Jim Francis made, the reproduction. And he goes, oh, I remember that. That had the brass fine tuners on it. That had oh wow, look at that. That's cool. That was back back in the beginning. So here I am, stupid little old me with nothing. I'm just a nobody, telling Floyd Rose, the guy that for 20-something years I've been playing his guitars, I'm telling him about the bridge that he made back in 1981 with Eddie Van Halen, and he goes, "Oh, I remember that. Oh yeah, where'd you get that?" And I'm sitting here telling Floyd Rose about something that he did. I mean, that's just priceless, That's what makes
what's priceless is that senility is setting in on Floyd Rose so early. It's
yeah.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Hey, show us that guitar.
Which one?
No, I'm talking to John.
What guitar are you talking?
Nothing.
I'm showing one guitar today, just one.
That's what I just said. Show us that guitar.
We got NAMM to talk. I showed you already.
Oh, that's right. Forgot.
Was it that forgettable?
That was the senility thing. You guys are dumb.
There you go. Hey, listen, at least I own being dumb. At least I own it. I own it. No, listen, I mean, I miss Grover Jackson. I mean, I know Grover. I would have loved to have to run into him, but Gary Kaler is there. Like you said, Seymour Duncan I met. Marcelo Juarez, I can never pronounce the name, but his main winder of pickups back in the day. I ran into Tracy Guns, who I'm friends with. Andy Timmons. All these guys. Everybody's there. The industry is there. That's the great thing about NAMM. They're standing next to you, admiring the same guitar that you are.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You're right, John. For me, it's kind of like, I mean, I've been playing guitar for 25 years, but unlike a lot of you guys, for me, this was the first NAMM I've ever been to. So for me, I'm like a kid in the candy store. It was like Christmas morning for me. I really, it just felt amazing. Not only to meet all you guys, which was my priority, but just to see these guys that you read about, that you hear about, that the equipment that you've purchased, thousands and thousands of dollars through the years, but also, the magazine articles that you've read, all of a sudden here you are meeting these people, that have defined your childhood, that have defined your whatever, your adult life, whatever it is. All of a sudden you're sitting here talking to these people, and not only are you meeting them, you're telling them your story, without being the freaking stupid fanboy, because you don't want to be the fanboy. But, it just feels amazing, and to be able to do that and meet these people with all your friends that, when you go to work in the morning, whatever it is that you do, for me, it's talking to the Johnnies, talking to the Daves, talking to all these guys, the people that you actually, your passion in life.
Is that like talking to the Donnas?
Yeah, but you meet these people and meet other people and make new friends, and be able to do that with something that's been a passion of yours for all these years. That's just amazing to me,
And that's what Johnny tried to do with Phil Collen.
Yeah, but he just banged his arm instead.
Yeah, that's why Phil just burst through him.
Right. So Amanda asked the question. She said, "Is there a reason for the turnbuckles on the original Shark?" And yes, there is. When Eddie cut out that big piece of wood in the middle to make it look like a shark's mouth, he found out that the guitar didn't sound as good because that big piece of wood was missing. So he put those two turnbuckles in and tighten them to try to get more resonance and sustain out of the guitar.
How'd that work out?
Not so good.
I don't know. I mean, he used it all the way through Women and Children First on tour, so it must have done something. He wouldn't have stopped. He would have stopped playing it if it really sucked.
But I mean,
I keep hearing how unhappy he was with that.
Well, I mean, compared to the way it sounded when that wood was there, yeah. I mean, it was less. It was it was not as warm sounding, not as big sounding, but.
Well, I got some wood right here, and I wouldn't exactly call it less. But.
Well, Rob, you give me wood.
Listen, you're a short white guy. There's no way you have a lot of wood.
Oh, come on, Dave. Hey, I'm coming this weekend. You're gonna have your.
Ew! Oh. Sorry. I didn't know what you meant.
The funny thing is Dave, as far as the Ibanez Destroyer, I think you know, Dave's comment that he made is true, because if you look at the Women and Children first album, he had the Chris Holmes Destroyer that he borrowed, the red one.
For the record, but for the tour, he used his.
Okay. But for the album, he used the Chris Holmes pink
Yes.
one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, wasn't Chris Holmes not happy to get his guitar back missing a chunk?
Yeah, it had like the pick guard was missing, like all this crap was missing. The bridge pickup was disengaged or whatever it was. Yeah.
All messed up.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Hey, G. G, it was good to see you again this year.
Yo, Jay.
So, John, what's your next guitar going to be, other than the polka dot? I mean, the pink bullseye. What's your next dream guitar?
It's going to be a Kramer Beretta with musical notes on it.
The next thing I'm getting is, I mean, I already bought that pink bullseye that's now shares the meme world with me.
Right.
So that one's definitely coming home. After that, I mean, I've got a few irons in the fire. A couple people that are approaching me to sell me with guitars. I get offered stuff all the time, and I'm really grateful for that. There's one or two celebrities I talk to NAMM that I have a thing going with of getting something from them, and that's a project that maybe come out in like 2 months. Something will come my way from one person. Another person has some guitars in storage. He's going to sell me, and I mean, I can't really say much otherwise. But that Charvel is going to take up a good chunk of my time. I can't wait to get that thing in my hands.
Yeah.
After all those and that thing on NAMM websites and chat boards and the memes and just having fun, posing next to it and stuff, that's going to be a really great thing.
Yeah.
Brian Davies asked what my thoughts are on the $25,000 Jimmy Page Telecaster.
Oh, I got some thoughts.
My thoughts are I would probably buy the Made in Mexico version before I even think of that. I think anyone trying to sell a brand new any guitar for $25,000 is smoking something. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
Yeah, I checked out those guitars up close, and there's a couple of versions of that Page guitar. There's the ones with the that's an import. There's one in the flight case with the case candy and signed limited. And you know what? I agree with Dave. When you're talking a brand new guitar, you got to be out of your wazoo if you're thinking I'm going to be paying 25 G's for a brand new guitar that looks like Jimmy Page's.
Yeah, Jimmy Page better have spermed on that guitar for 25 G's.
Absolutely. That better be a splatter pattern. I mean, Jesus, that's what I'm going to do with my bullseye, by the way. Just aim for the middle.
Well, actually, John and I were talking about that, the splatter.
I wasn't
There
talking.
were.
What?
Never mind. Okay, so here's one guitar that was my highlight of the weekend, the 4-day weekend at NAMM. And unfortunately, I can't really give credit to NAMM for this. I can only give credit to the Hard Rock Cafe of Hollywood, California for this guitar.
Oh,
But it's one of my favorite guitars, and Johnny and I got a chance to have a picture taken with the two of us and Caleb together. My girlfriend took the picture. But I got to say, I painted one of these guitars about a year ago myself, and I have one. Now Chris Hubbard is redoing it for me because he did a better job than I do. But this is the Neptune Kramer guitar. Dave has a replica of it. I'm having mine redone. This is the night that Johnny, myself, Caleb, and my girlfriend Yulia were at Hard Rock Cafe in Hollywood, California. This is a video I took of this. This is the Kramer Neptune, Eddie's original guitar that he took. Dave has the pictures. Johnny has the pictures. And I'm just going to show you, if Johnny, if you can present me for one quick second. Now This guitar is so cool. Here's the video of it.
That's cool. That's very cool.
This is the original Kramer Neptune guitar that Eddie did back in the 80s. I know that, sorry, I look so bad, guys.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's got an original whale tail on it. A lot of grain on the body, so it's probably a poplar body.
Yeah, you can really see the grain
Oh, yeah.
on that guitar. The last time I saw that guitar in person was, I think, 2015.
Yeah.
And I took a video of it. There's a video of it on the channel here. I took a new video of it, which I'll probably upload as well. But yeah, I don't remember being that you could get that close to it. I mean, you can literally get your face like right on the guitar. I mean, it's in a case,
so close.
but you're literally like, yeah. And I don't remember being that close to it last time.
Me neither. I saw it back in 2014. But this time it was so close.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's something. Did you tell Dave about the one part that we saw on it?
Yes, I did. It was a little matchbook.
That Dave will have to.
Yeah.
You'll have to get a matchbook and stuff it underneath the humbucker.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I already sent the pictures to Dave, but I'm gonna show him.
I couldn't see it though. I couldn't see it.
Hold on 1 second. I want to show a picture. This is Johnny, Caleb, and I standing next to the guitar. All of us.
You guys told me you had food poisoning. You went out that night?
Come on, where's this damn picture? Well, hold on. Here it is. Whoops, sorry, wrong picture.
Oh boy.
I'm sorry, wrong picture. No,
Was that a goat? Amanda Coombs, thank you for peeing for us. We're all about that. Thank you.
Come on, where's the picture of Caleb, Johnny, and I? I'm looking for. Hold
Sean
on.
Zimmerman, thank you. By the way, I thought my house was the Hard Rock Hollywood.
Okay, here's Johnny.
Uh-huh.
Here's Johnny, myself, and James Brown.
Let's see.
Hush.
Where's the picture I'm looking for?
What's that dog doing down there, Dave?
Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Hold on. Okay, here's Caleb, Johnny, and I with the Neptune guitar.
Are you, Dave? Are you getting a snarling from the dog? What's going on?
Yeah, she wants to go out, and I'm not having any part of it.
It's like you pounded some sausages up there.
And one more picture. I got to show you guys. And you know, here's my girlfriend with a guitar, and it's kind of unfortunate. She has no appreciation for this at all.
She's like, yeah, whatever. And you're like, ooh, nice shoulders. And she's like, thank you. And she's like, you're talking about the guitar.
But you know that Neptune.
Babe, get out of the way. I'm trying to take a picture of the guitar.
Take a picture of the guitar.
Yeah, she's like, no worries. I'll just go back on my Tinder.
But you know, honestly, I gotta say that Neptune Kramer is one of my favorites. It's just such a random guitar, like the paint scheme. I mean, and 3 years ago, Dave and I got to meet. Well, Dave already knew him, but I got to meet Paul Unkert, the guy that actually painted that guitar. And the story behind that was so cool because Paul Unkert, back in 1982, painted that guitar. Went out to lunch with the guys, with George Felice or whoever it was, and Eddie comes into the factory, wondering where his guitar is. The guys are out to lunch. And he takes some black spray paint and goes and hoses the guitar down, and it drips all this, bleeds all this black paint all over the place. And that's why the guitar to this day looks like this. And that was the story behind the Kramer Neptune guitar.
That's cool.
Yeah, and Paul comes back after lunch. He's like, what the hell? All this black paint's running down the guitar because Eddie came in and just hosed it down. in a, you know, in a, yeah, exactly. It was Dave's, exactly. And Dave's got a great replica.
That's cool.
Very cool guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Hey, can we talk about, did you guys go inside the Gibson booth?
Yes. Yes.
Did you guys see that that Flower Power guitar?
I saw it, John, but I didn't get a chance to really, I know what you're talking about. I didn't get a chance to really pay much attention to it.
I mean, this is one of those showcase guitars that they make just for the show to show off what they can do. And it's going to a dealer for like $13,000. You know, it's hand carved and rainbow painted, and it's basically like a almost like a Woodstock looking theme, you know, with flowers and rainbows and, you know, peace and love and all that. And I basically went to play with it and immediately got converged on by like 4 large guys in the booth who insisted on me putting it down. I said, well, let me just play it for a few minutes. And, you know, they stood by as I played it for 5 minutes. I played really nice, but it's going to Japan. Here's a photo of it. Let's see if we can get that up there. Can you guys see that at all?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody? Yes, yes. No, no. There we
Yeah,
go. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's all carved, and it's got like little colored flower knobs on there, and even the switch is a little flower, a little plastic flower. It says like flower power and peace and love at the bottom. Really, really cool guitar. Only $13,000. And then I go, well, you know what? Just for shits and giggles, can I get the name of the Japanese dealer that has it? And they said, yeah, but they're not allowed to sell it to you. I said, why? Well, at Gibson, we say if we ship it to Japan, we want our dealers to only sell to Japan. And if we ship it to the States, we want to keep them in the States. I said, that's the craziest, most ridiculous policy. Why do you do that? And the guy looked at the other guy and he said, honestly, I don't know. And there you go. So, not that I was going to drop 13 G's on that thing, but it really was beautiful.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, 13 G's. But again, I love those exclusive guitars that they do for NAMM. I went into ESP. This is another one. ESP had a really nice booth. You know, they do the Kirk Hammett guitars. They do the George Lynch guitars. They do Michael Wilton of Queensryche. They do a lot of really cool, you know, player edition guitars. But this one particular guitar on their wall really kind of blew me away. This is so neat. They had it under black light. It had some sort of like phosphorescent finish into it that under black light, it was like almost like radioactive looking. Is this showing up? I can't see it on my screen. Do you guys see that at all?
Yeah, I do.
There we go.
Mhm.
This thing was glowing green, like it was like nuclear. This thing was so cool. And again, this is like a $10,000 guitar from ESP. But again, you know, for that 10 grand, they had a lot of work put into that. It was like burl wood and, you know, some glowing mineral, and I mean, really, really beautiful stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and ESP also, they make a really, really good guitar. You know, they're Japanese, but you know, they made, again, as you know, the last run of Kramer's
Right.
was old ESP parts. I mean, they've really come a long way, and they're one of the few guitar companies I could say that today is a really solid guitar.
Yeah.
You know, especially made overseas.
I agree.
Yeah.
ESP, amazing. They're awesome.
Yeah. Speaking of awesome, did I mention yet? Did I mention Red Dragon Guitars helped me get that Charvel? Did I mention how awesome they were? I just
You did. I think you can say it again. Say it
I'm
again.
just saying that
Say it
again
again.
because John over at Red Dragon just helped me out so much with that Charvel. to get that bullseye. So I just want to give him a second plug. I like it that much.
Say it again.
Say it again.
Red Dragon. And also a little shout out to Capital Guitars, because they were trying to get it for me. Those guys are really good to deal with too. And when they couldn't get me, they told me that Red Dragon had it. So how's that for customer service? We don't have it, but we're going to send you to the store that does. That's what I'm looking for in a dealer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you,
That's
Capital
awesome.
Guitars. Thank you, Red Dragon Guitars. There you go.
Yes.
Yes.
Johnny, are you?
And Rainbow Guitars. They helped a buddy of mine get one of those Charvels also. So do business also with Rainbow Guitars. They're great guys.
Yes.
There you
Who
go.
else?
Oh,
I don't know. Well, Johnny Beane. Thank you, Johnny Beane, for that big O. That big O I had at NAMM.
Dude, you were stuck in there for like 3 hours.
I'm telling you, they were buttering up the O, trying to get me out.
They pulled the pants right off.
Yeah.
They're like, if we get him naked, oh my God, put his pants back on. Leave him.
Johnny, are you a 3-star general?
It's too bad. It's too bad you didn't get stuck backwards in that O with the pants off.
Let me tell you something.
People would have been because everybody.
If I got stuck with my ass hanging out of the front of the NAMM show,
Because people were taking pictures in front of that.
yeah, that would be really great. No one notices my ass hanging out of the O, the NAMM show. And those that do notice, they want to take video. That'll be on RedTube later.
Oh,
How many guitar picks do you think we could jam in there? It's a contest. It's like one of those jelly bean contests. How many jelly beans can you fit in the jar?
Yeah.
How many guitar picks can you ram up this guy's keister?
It's like how many clowns can come out of the Volkswagen, you know? How many condoms? Never mind. For you.
oh.
How many condoms is still left in there from NAMM weekend?
On that note, are we good?
Are you good?
Are we good?
Are
Did
you
we
ready?
not mention any other bands? We went through Fender. We mentioned that.
Oh, I know what I can say. I know what I can say. I don't know if anyone's even noticed this, but I've been posting a lot of my videos from NAMM. And where is it?
Dirty videos? Or?
The ones from Rob and I from our weekend. And so here I am. I'm walking around the floor, you know, wearing this. Okay, it has a little microphone on it. Right? I'm filming.
Right.
Okay, and I'm talking. I'm walking through the booths talking, and I realized this was after I filmed everything, after I was already like back here. Every time I had the camera on selfie mode, that microphone was on. Picked my voice up great. Every time I had it coming out the front side, it was like some sort of out of phase, something happened, and you could barely hear me talking.
That's
So
why
that's-
all those thumbs up you got for those videos. When your voice went out, everyone's like, yeah, thumbs up.
So yeah. So if you watch any of those videos, most of them are up. I've still got a couple other ones to put up. If you're wondering why you can barely hear me, it's because of that. And it was terrible.
I was walking around wearing a colostomy bag, and no one noticed that. There was just a gentle sloshing in the booth.
Yeah.
People,
Tim Pierce, have a good night, buddy. Tim Pierce, have a good night. Yeah.
Uh-huh. That was good clam chowder though, huh?
by the way, how was dinner at Mari's Italian restaurant? My favorite restaurant near NAMM.
That was good clam. Yeah, definitely.
That was amazing clam chowder.
Mhm.
Oh, chowder. Oh, I think that was
Chowder.
chowder.
Chowder. If you're from Long Island, you spell it CHOWDAHHH. Chowder. Dave knows. Do you like clam chowder?
No. No, no.
Dave likes cornhole chatter.
Dave's making his own creamy, delicious cornhole.
You guys good?
Gross.
Do we want to say anything else about NAMM? It was a good NAMM show.
Yeah, it was an awesome show. It was great. I had so much fun. It was
A
just
lot of fun hanging with you guys. Finally got to hang with Meet Jay, hang with Johnny. It's a good show.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually kind of overload. You know, there's so many cool people there. You know, unfortunately, you don't get a chance to spend as much time with each person as you'd love to. You know, because there's just so much going on. You know, you're having a conversation with someone, and then someone walks up to you, and it's like, whoa, boom. You know, it's great. It's fantastic. It's just there's just so much happening at the same time. You know, overload would be an understatement. You know. But.
Yeah, you're all there with fellow enthusiasts for the same reason. You're there with all the industry guys. You're there with all the rock stars. You're all there geeking out over the same gear. And there's a great dinner waiting for you every night. And there's a great show somewhere, multiple shows in town. Everyone's playing. I mean, it's terrific. I mean, what a great time NAMM is. And this was a really good year. And I just want to put out there, if anyone has anything that we missed in NAMM that they're curious about that we didn't cover, put it down on the feed and leave it in the feedback. Remember to throw a thumbs up today, because everyone loves the NAMM show. And
I'll tell you what I was impressed with, even though I didn't go. I saw videos of Steve Vai in the Synergy booth, and those Synergy modules sound as good as the amp that they're supposed to be modeling. It's not really modeling. It's just they take the preamp section of each type of amp that the module is.
Yeah.
And I mean, they sounded incredible. And for him to be using Synergy modules instead of a real amp now, man, it's got to be good.
Yep, for sure.
cool.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm sure we'll talk more about the NAMM show, in the days and weeks and months, because there's a lot of other, like Caleb has his stories.
Yeah.
Who else was with us? Pete, Mark Hazansky, all these guys, they all have their different stories about their,
Yeah, Craig, Pete, Mark, Ben Coombs was with us. Gerd was with us. Who else, Johnny?
It was great to see Gerd, man.
James. Yeah, Gerd was awesome.
Great to see him. Yeah.
Great guy. But I mean, everybody, like you said, everybody had their own kind of, take on what was going on, and it's just overload. Everybody saw different things, and it was just a great time. I thought it was, I mean, like I said, I can't say enough about John, Johnny, everybody. It was great meeting all you guys. I mean, for me, buying that purple guitar from John a year and a half ago, and that being one of my favorite guitars, and actually being able to hang out with a dude that
one of his favorite guitars that he's going to trade me.
Oh no, that guitar's staying with me. But one of these guys like John that has just such an amazing history, and lives in Hollywood. Being able to hang out with that dude, and then be able to kind of wrap it all up in a box, a week later, a few days later. That's just amazing to me. I have so much fun, meeting these people and just developing a relationship with them. That to me is what it's all about. I can't say enough about that. That's what makes it all worth it to me, is meeting you guys and putting a face to the name, and that's amazing.
I still don't like you. I still don't like you. Not one bit. Not one effing bit.
Well, that's okay. You hate me, but I love you. I love you. So.
No, I'm just kidding. No, it's great hanging out with everyone. I mean, that's half the fun of NAMM, is seeing all these friends. I mean, I saw a friend that I've never met. He's in Italy, and he came out and he was hugging me and crying and, oh, John, I see a video with the sheep and the Velcro glove. It's so beautiful. I love you. I love you. I love you. No, really. My friend. He's from Italy, and I've never met the guy, but it's so great that people come from all over the world to hang out at NAMM, have these big dinners, and just just trying to keep up with all the friends you want to see there. It's it's such a great thing.
It is.
Yeah, and I met a lot of people too that I've talked to maybe on Facebook here and there, or Instagram, or Twitter or something, like Swiss Picks, right?
Oh,
Swiss
yeah,
Picks.
Yeah.
There's my buddy Pete. Shout out to Swiss Picks.
Yeah,
he was at dinner with us.
Yeah, it was great to talk to him because we had never met, but we had kind of talked here and there, online, like for years. Yeah,
and my friend Clammy, the bass player from Exciter, he was with us. Craig Rundles, that makes the replicas of the George Lynch mom guitar. Jay Palmer, that does all those Lynch instructional videos. My buddy Jay, he was out there having dinner with us. Ron from BC Rich was there, even though they weren't representative. Ron runs the BC Rich Custom Shop. I mean, and this is your dinner table. This is who is at your dinner table. I mean, think about that. That's just, who's who in the industry, hugging Tracy Guns and his wife, just seeing all these people, Mark Kendall from Great White, all these people, that you want to see just in a casual setting, hanging out.
Absolutely.
So,
anything else, kids? Anything else?
We're good?
Yeah.
For now.
For now, we're good.
I just want to say that, the last thing I'm going to say is I'm excited. The NAMM show was amazing. It was great meeting Johnny. It was great, meeting John, everybody else. But what I'm really looking forward to is this weekend, because finally, I've been dreaming of this for months. I finally get to come out to Long Island, Glen Cove, and hang out with Dave and cuddle with my best buddy, Dave.
There you go. Dave Nesdall. I'll tell you something. I miss, when I was out visiting my family there, because I'm from Long Island. That was my home away from home, was with Dave.
Yeah, but he's Dave now, so
Dave Nesdall.
15 years younger, so he looks like a child. So I get to go out and hang out with Dave now and cuddle with Dave. He looks younger.
I'll shave my keister so you can really know what it's like to be with a child.
Cup his balls. He likes that when you keep them a little warm.
Okay. I
knew I'd get you to turn red.
Wait, his Ernie balls.
I don't have any
Ernie balls. He doesn't have any Ernie balls anymore.
No, but I'm sure I'll have 2 of them here when you get here.
You're gonna have 2 Ernie balls when I get there. But no, it's great. Seriously, the whole NAMM show for me was surreal. It really was. I mean, like I said, my highlight was meeting Johnny, because after 20 years, that was huge for me. And I mean, it was awesome. It was a great time, great weather. We got to, my girlfriend and I went to Laguna Beach. We went to Hollywood. We did all the Beverly Hills stuff. We did all that and got to hang out at NAMM with all these awesome people. We jammed everything together. I got to meet John. That was awesome.
Yeah, and you and I jammed a couple of things together. When you said, "Hey, come over my house, play my Ernie Balls 9 Slinky," I didn't know what you meant.
Yeah, but you said 3 key words: come, ball, house.
All right.
Jesus Christ!
This is getting worse, man.
You see what happens? It's not even me.
It's not even me.
No, but it was awesome. You guys were all amazing.
Hey, Rob, who am I?
It was really great. It was awesome to meet Johnny and John, and we went to we saw Johnny and John, and it was really great because I've never met Johnny and John, and when I hung out with Johnny and John, it was really great because that's what I liked about NAMM, hanging with Johnny and John. and Johnny and John.
Wait, are you talking about the endorsers and whatever, and endorsers, and or are you talking about Pee Wee Herman?
Oh.
Nah, look, a good time was had by all. NAMM is terrific. We hope we answered some people's questions on the forum. And if you have more questions, leave them in the comments, and hopefully it'll be addressed in a future show that I'll never be invited back to, probably.
I'll always invite you, John, to my show.
There you go.
But I'll invite you.
They're really
Thank you to the Jonathan Mancuda support system on the forum, and those that want to add me, Jonathan Mancuda on Facebook. I will refuse everyone. No, I'll approve everyone because nobody likes me. And what else you guys got? We good?
I think we're good. We're good for now. It's been over 2 hours, so.
Did we give them their money's worth?
Barely.
Barely, but we got it.
Although, you
I'm
guys,
good.
man, I noticed, I posted a video, was it last night? Was it, who was it? And it was Cymbals. I think it was it Zildjian? One of those videos? There's no drummers that watch this channel because I've never posted a video in my life overnight, and the next day it has 9 views. It had like 9 views for like a whole day.
Did you title it Jonathan Mancuda Returns? That's probably why it only got 9 views.
It was crazy.
Good night, Amanda Coombs.
Good night, Amanda.
Good night, Amanda.
Yeah.
We'll see you next year, Amanda.
Yes, you got to come out next year, Amanda. You got to come out to the NAMM Show.
All right, so we're good?
We're good.
I
Great.
think we're good.
Symbols? That's the same word, though, isn't it?
Here's a symbol.
Symbols and symbols.
By the way, I just got one more thing to mention. When you go downstairs to the basement of NAMM, for those of you that have never made it down to that lower section of the convention hall,
I make it down to the lower section every other night, but you're talking about, okay, never mind.
Oh no, the lower section of NAMM has a basement section of all these small independent brands of knickknacks and guitars and whatever. 90% of it is from Asia. And when you go there, it's almost like Halloween because everyone has big buckets of chocolate bars and oranges. So it's like you just trick or treat and fill up. Like every booth, go there. There's usually 2 bored Asian people looking like this, and there's a candy bowl next to them with oranges.
They got to bribe you to get down there.
And I got trapped in one booth that they were so happy that I paid attention to them. They sold little bells that you ding, 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 ding like this. You just slap the top of them. And the guy was so excited that I was even talking to him because they're so bored down there. It's like they'd rather be in a sweatshop making Nike sneakers. And they're there with the little bells, and the guy was so happily slapping them like ding, 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 ding. You see, it's a bell. It's you have blue, you have green, you have yellow. The guy was just exploding with happiness. I almost didn't want to leave, but I had to get the F out of there because he was just going to drive me nuts. I thought he was going to try to slip into my car trunk and come home, but it was that's the thing about the basement of NAMM. It's just like a faraway country where everyone's miserable. You're looking around for a dictator there. It's like Kim Jong-un runs the basement at NAMM, So it's you just go there and it's are they selling women? Are they selling children? Are they all have knockoffs of guitar wires and bridges, are made really inferiorly, but they're so happy to see you. It's like you take a chocolate bar. Can I have a Snickers? You take. You know, it's just a really depressing scene. So if you get a chance next year at NAMM, or you're looking for a wife that could take a backhand or something, that's the spot. That's the spot. The basement of NAMM. They sell everything, including their relatives.
The Snickers bars, are they also knockoffs, or does it say stickers on them?
Yeah. It's Slickers. You have a peanut. Slickers. Looks like a Snickers bar, but not quite.
Stinkers.
But John, you and I both know that anything that's of any value or goodness is always in the basement, right?
Oh, absolutely.
It's always in the basement.
You know, it's really funny. I actually saw this this weird pink handmade guitar down there, and it was like $300. And I go to the woman. It was just such an obscure thing. I just got shown real quick, and it was such an obscure thing. But I was just kind of fascinated by it, and it played like crap and everything. But I was like, something about it is so interesting. I just kind of want to buy it. So I pick it up and I start playing it a little bit, and the woman's giving me the slide eye, and she starts yelling at the other woman in the booth. I don't know. I thought they were going to fight. I thought it was going to be like Thunderdome or something. And, finally one woman come up to me and I go, I think I'd like to buy this. No, it's sold. And I said, well, okay, how much did it sell for? It sold for $300. I said, okay, I'll give you $400. And she looks at the other woman, almost horrified, and yells at her, almost like she's saying, I'm going to beat you when we get home. You undervalued this guitar. And then, by the time I was done, she basically grabbed the guitar away from me and yelled at me, it's sold. So here it is. This is my almost second purchase at NAMM. You guys see that on the screen?
Yeah.
Hold on. There you go. Like a really weird-looking V with cutouts and crap.
That's cool, man. That's cool.
Yeah, I thought for $300 it was great, but unfortunately, I think I started a family battle there, just trying to offer more money.
Look, they should have brought two of them.
Yeah, no, I don't know what the hell. And you know what's really funny? That's the only guitar that was sold through that whole NAMM show for them. I looked back on the end of the week. I came back Sunday night. They were the last people I saw. I said, "Do you think that is that still sold?" And it's sold. And angrily, but I looked at all the other guitars. There were no other sold signs, and they're all like Chibson, Jackson, Barbell, VSP, Fly by Ibanez, all just
VSP.
Yeah, VSP, like ESP, but
the Vietnam version.
Yeah, they did. They should have called it STD so it sells better. It's really great. Everybody love an STD. It's really great guitar.
Oh, you're a great comedian.
Yeah, that's why I'm near homeless.
You should get a career in television.
Yeah, I should think about that.
All right. Are we good?
All right, guys. Are we good?
Finally?
Son of a bitch still here. It's sold.
Watch. Nobody actually paid for that guitar, and she's still there waiting for me. I sleep up to next year till that guy come back.
You want a fucking spoon?
Yeah, take a chocolate bar. Eat. Buy guitar now.
No, but seriously, I went to get some Chinese food the other night, and I went to pay for it. I said, it'd be $16.95. You want a fucking spoon? I said, what? Fucking spoon. You want a fucking spoon? I said,
you bet I do.
No, I'm okay. I'm good. I'm like, oh, a fork and spoon. Oh, you want a fucking spoon?
It's sold.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I'm having nightmares about that moment. Literally, like I'm trying to fall asleep, and in my sleep, I'm like, this is. So I had a dream. She was chasing me with like a cleaver and bok choy, you know, running after me. I told you it's a sword. Put it down. Yeah.
Barney says hello. Barney.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Where's
he's not.
Howie? Johnny, where's Howie? Barney wants to say hi to
The
Howie.
husband probably went home that night and took it out on his wife.
Johnny hit the end button.
Oh, I told him it's a sword. Why you not tell him? Why you not tell him? I saw it. He probably wrapped her in the head with the guitar.
Oh
End
gosh.
button. End button. End.
I should have hit the end button like an hour and a half ago, man.
Yeah, I know.
Oh. All right. We're done.
We've
Yeah.
had enough.
Yeah.
No more fun,
Irish-
but
Irish
please
goodbye.
throw us some thumbs up, please.
Time for the Irish goodbye.
All right. Thumbs ups, everybody. Subscribe. And more NAMM videos. There you go. Rob, good to see you, man. Rob, great to see you in person, man.
Awesome. Fantastic.
You're really, yeah. Oh,
That's
yeah.
nice. Yeah, it was really nice having you, Rob. Really, having you on the show. I mean, I don't mean it's my bitch or anything.
No, but I mean, like I said, honestly, for the first time, I can honestly say, that I physically met Johnny and obviously Dave.
Oh
John.
God!
Got
Here
it.
we go.
Got it. This is not the Italian goodbye. This is the Irish goodbye.
You guys are awesome. You're all awesome.
Oh,
You're all
God.
awesome.
Who did you meet?
Shut the flock up.
Oh God!
Dave, I'll see you this weekend.
Okay.
Yeah,
Not
I'm
if
sure
I
he's
see you
looking
first.
forward to you telling him about the time you met Johnny and John. Tell him that story at dinner.
Yeah.
Don't forget, be like Grandpa at Thanksgiving.
Not at dinner. No, we tell that story at dessert.
Yeah, it's like Grandpa at Thanksgiving. You know how I met your grandmother? Yeah, Grandpa at the roller rink. You set up a day with a sailor. Yeah. It's that same damn story.
Oh gosh, crazy.
Oh God.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right. We're out of here. Good night, Pris. Good night, G.
Howie, what's up, Howie?
Howie.
Thank you, everybody, for sticking with us. I'm sorry I blew the show again. Literally.
You made the show, John. You made the show.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun having you on. It really is.
Your sympathy thumbs up for us.
Yeah. Yes. All right. We'll see you guys, Rob, John, and Dave. Have a good night, everybody. And we'll
Have
see
a
you
good
guys.
night. Thank
See
you.
you guys soon.
Rock on.
Thank you, guys.
See ya.
Rock on, Johnny Bean TV. Later.